A warm welcome to this evening's meditation, which is organized by Harmony House. So I was thinking that what I'd like to do is I'd like us to feel free to leave your camera on. So, but yeah, what I would like to talk about is I'd like to talk about conscious awareness. Okay, so that then you can be developing this conscious awareness, and then you can be also applying this technique in your life. So we'll talk about it first, and and then we will do it. Okay, so for example, okay, have you ever looked very closely at an orange that is cut in half? Have you looked at that orange really closely? Right? Almost like, have you meditated on that orange? And Rain was saying no. Okay. So yeah, see, my point is, if you really looked at that orange, you would see how perfectly symmetrical it is. And you would see how every pip of that orange is bursting with life and energy. And every segment is perfect. And then you've got the colors also. You've got the white around it. And then you've got the orange layer around it. Yeah, same for an orange, same for a lemon as well. Okay, so next time look at these a little more closely. Okay, how about a tree? Have you looked at the tree? And I love trees. Actually, I love plants, but I love trees. And when I was in Vancouver, they have huge trees, and you can't even put your arm around it. There's a whole forest, and it's called Cathedral Grove, because the trees are like as tall as a cathedral. And they're very conscious of protecting this forest. So, okay, let's look at the tree. And so the tree has, of course, a seed, which we can't see. It has roots, again, which we can't see. But then we start seeing what? We start seeing the trunk, don't we? We start seeing the trunk, and then the layer of the trunk, and then we start to see the branches and the leaves and the fruits. But what you can't see is the roots and how deep they are going. Like there's a tree over there, which is like, say 15 meters away. That the root of that tree could be coming up to the bottom of this house. You know, there's a nice picture, sometimes you see it. So the tree is above and connected with, well, not connected, but close to another tree. But underneath, the roots are being wound with each other. And why I'm asking us to look at these things is because there's a reason to everything. There's a reason to why nature is created in this way. Like the other day, I was learning that some fruits have small seeds so that they can be eaten with the fruit. So that when you eliminate, then, you know, in those days when we used to poo outside, the seed would grow again. But then there are some seeds that are big that you cannot eat even if you tried, because you can't miss it, like the avocado. like the mango. And so these things are carried away somewhere else because these trees are very big. So if that seed were to drop under the shade of the present tree, it couldn't grow properly. So you see how nature is just so amazing, how nature has everything planned out so well. In the same way, all the fruits, the vegetables, there's a story. There was a man sitting under, let's say apple tree. And so he sees that there are these big melons out in front of him growing in the field. And he says, God, why did you put these melons on the floor? Because, where they sit on the floor, they become a bit discolored. And he said, you should have put these melons on the tree so that they hang well and they have full sunlight and they can ripen properly. And just then, what happened? Just then, an apple fell on his head. And he said, oh, I'm glad the melon wasn't there. Because if the melon fell on his head, he would be dead. So we question the universe, we question life, we question everything. But there's a reason to why everything is happening. Just because we don't know what the reason is, it doesn't mean that it's wrong. This is the big lesson. Right? Just because we don't understand, we don't know, we didn't take the time to look into it, to research it. Just because we don't know doesn't mean it's wrong. So when we put our consciousness in, as I'm saying, a higher consciousness, where I'm saying, let me look with the third eye. Okay, so with these two physical eyes, I can see all this happening around me, right? Life. But then with the third eye, I can see that there is some deep meaning to everything that's happening. So like even in life events, like I'll give an example. One of our sisters here, she twisted her ankle, but it was quite severe that she had to go to the hospital, and she realized that it's a ligament, a torn ligament. And so she's got the bandage and she's told to put her leg up for 2 weeks. So an example like that, okay? Imagine something that you think is wrong, is not right, but she's getting a break. She broke her foot to get herself a break. Do you see? So we think, oh no, that's so bad, that's so bad. But she's actually okay with it because she's saying, now I'm going to sit and go through all my boxes and papers. And so the maid brings the box, she goes through it. She's sitting there. She's now finally got the time to go through all her things. Now, I know you will say, what about the big things? What about loss of life? What about death? Even for these big things, we have to really understand that, we're all on this train. We're all on this journey. And some people have to get off the train. How long can we? Are any of us eternal, physically eternal? Is our life like endless here on the planet? No. And how do we know? Maybe they are moving on to better pastures. Maybe they are moving on to somewhere better. But we think that no, it's wrong. And we think, no, they should be here and they should be with me and they should take care of me and look after me and be my friend and give me company. So really, when there is like full acceptance, full appreciation of everything that's happening around us, then and only then can we be at peace. If I am questioning everything, if I'm doubting everything, then imagine the number of thoughts I'm creating. And thoughts create vibration, and vibration creates energy. And that's peaceless. Answers to my questions. So that's why today I'm asking you to see beyond the seeing, which is a bit like looking. You're looking, but you want to be seeing. So I'm looking at the tree, but am I seeing the tree? Like I'm looking at the person, but am I seeing the speciality of the person? I'm looking at this situation, okay, difficult situation. Okay, I don't have money, I don't have a job, or my relatives in India are suffering, or I've lost somebody. Okay, I'm looking at the situation, but now I have to be seeing, which means with the third eye, with the third perspective. I need to be seeing. And who am I to think that the world has to revolve around me, or the world has to happen the way I think it has to happen? There is a plan. There is a plan to this whole drama. And God has the script. But we want to change that script. So when I'm fully accepting, this is what I'm saying, when I'm fully accepting the drama, then I realize that it is actually everything that's happening is in my favor to help me, to change, to transform, to become stronger and wiser. I should not be the pessimist. I need to be the optimist. When I see that, yes, everything that's happening is here to help me, then I will welcome it. Right? It's a bit like, when anything that's happening in life, or when somebody does something for you, maybe you doubt it, but then when you realize that their motive is really good, when you realize that their intention is good, then you're okay with it. And you accept it, you welcome it. So actually what I want to do today is a bit of talk, a bit of meditation, a bit of talk, okay? So these concepts that I talked about, let's meditate on that a little bit. Then I'll talk again for a few minutes and then we'll meditate again at the end, okay? So everyone just sit comfortably wherever you are. Try to let go. Try not to be doing two things at once, because this is meditation. It's good for you. And always good, right? To take time out from action, to take a break, to relax the body, the mind, everything. Okay, so take a deep breath. And really try not to, sit with your hands clenched. Just relax. Relax the legs, relax the hands, the arms. Relax the neck. Don't stretch this way or this way. Just relax. The shoulders, just drop the shoulders. Take a deep breath. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open my third eye. And so that means that with the third perspective, I'm going to look at my life. So on the surface, you can see what's happening to your life. Maybe some things are going well, some things are not going so well. Now I'd like you to see that with the third eye, which means the eye of understanding. So just see what is really going on. And just look, just keep going deeper and deeper. And we're here together. We will support each other. Don't be afraid to see the answers. Just go a bit deeper into what is happening, why it's happening. What is it there to teach me? Like in the example of the broken leg, it's there to teach the soul to slow down, to stop, to take care, maybe to be patient. So take your situation, your scenario, and just see what is life there to teach you. And the criteria for meditation is only positive thinking. You're only allowed to think positive. Okay, maybe you have a few answers now. Okay, so say it is there to teach me to slow down. So then how am I going to slow down once this foot is repaired? So again, whatever is your situation, whatever are your answers, how are you going to implement your learning, your realization? And I'd like you to tell yourself that everything in life is working in your favor. It's not a conspiracy against you. Life is actually trying to hold your hand. Life is trying to guide you. Life is your mother and not your enemy. because every soul has a potential. And I want life to tell me, what is my potential? And so life is showing me. If all of life was a joy, then why do we have the qualities of bravery, courage, patience? So it is in those times we have to exercise. Okay, next I would like you to see if there are any patterns in your life. You can decide whether it's a week or a month or a year or 10 years. Choose your time span, your past time span, and just see, are there any patterns? Just like we saw the patterns in the tree and the roots, the patterns in the orange. Are there any certain patterns in my life that I am developing or developed? Maybe I do something every day. Maybe it works for me, maybe it doesn't. Maybe I'm wasting my time. Maybe I'm nourishing my spirit. But just try to observe the patterns in your life. Maybe it's the way you plan your day. Maybe it's the way you think about yourself. You wake up and you think, okay, I can do it. Or you wake up and think, no, not another day. These are patterns of thinking. I give you a moment to just see, observe the patterns in your life. And now look at those patterns. Like those. Is it beautiful? Is it pretty? If not, you and only you can change this pattern, this design. So see what it is that you do like. Whose pattern do you like? Whose design do you look up to? Who inspires you? And so let us then learn from them. Maybe you like the way somebody is very cool and calm. Maybe you like how somebody is so soft spoken. Maybe you like how somebody is so angelic. Or somebody speaks with a lot of confidence. Somebody who has a lot of self respect. So if I'm being drawn to that quality, it means that and so it is there. Now I just have to water it. Now we will water that. Just give it some attention. So let's say, for example, respect. I need to feel I have self respect. So then I say to myself, I am full of respect. Respect my time. I respect my breath. I respect my thoughts and my thinking. So I think less and I talk less and I economize. I do not waste. And then I respect all my things. I take care of all my things. I fold my sweater nicely. I make my bed every morning. I tidy all my books. I put my shoes where they are supposed to go. I handle everything with gentleness. So just visualize yourself with your pattern and how you will imbibe the pattern of those that inspire you. Just take a moment for that. Okay, and when you're ready, come back. So now I want to talk about what makes our meditation really, really powerful. And what makes our meditation really powerful is the practice of soul consciousness. So I'm going to talk a few minutes about that, and then we will practice soul consciousness. Actually, the basic premise of every meditation is that we first get into this awareness that I am not the body. So if I'm not the body, then what am I? If I'm not this body, it's that I'm nothing. No, I am the spark. I am the light. Right? For anything to work, it needs that energy. The lights, the fan, the heating, the AC, everything. Anything that's functional, right? If it's a sofa, it doesn't, the sofa sits there. But anything that is functional, it needs that spark. And so the soul is that spark. What is the difference between a living body and a dead body? Everything is there. The heart is there, the lungs are there, the neural network is there, everything is there, eyes are there, everything is there. But the spark has gone. It's like the plug has been pulled. It's a bit like that movie, The Matrix. If they pull the plug, you don't exist. So that plug is the spark, it's the energy. And so, what makes the difference between a weak soul and a powerful soul? It's the quality of your thoughts. If you think powerful thoughts, you become powerful. If you think weak thoughts, you become weak. If you think rude thoughts, you become rude. If you think unkind thoughts, you become unkind. Yeah, it's very simple. You think of sweet, loving thoughts, you become sweet and loving person. So our character is built in our thoughts first. And then this character becomes visible here in life, in action. So rather than to talk now, let us practice what is soul consciousness. Okay, so let us go back into meditation. So I will speak some thoughts, and then the last 10 minutes, I will not speak, so we can just experience the quiet, and also maybe you want to talk to yourself in some way. So I will leave the last 10 minutes for that. Okay, so let us begin. Once again, just take a deep breath. Again, relax the body. And now we actually want to transcend the body. So firstly, I think myself to be a soul. So I say to myself, I am a soul. And then I'd like you to add an adjective. What kind of soul are you? Some positive adjective. I'm a kind soul. I'm a peaceful soul. I'm a benevolent soul, always thinking of the benefit of everyone. I'm a truthful soul. I'm a happy soul. I'm a beautiful small soul. I'm a smiling soul. I'm pure soul, a positive soul. I'd like you to take up an adjective. And now I'd like you to really become, like, soak yourself in that adjective. So if it's pure soul, I'd like you to imagine that you are soaking in the waves of purity, or the waves of sweetness. And every part of your soul is being coated with this quality. Like when you cover something with chocolate, every part has to be covered with chocolate. And so every part of me is being colored or coated with that quality. And now I'm beginning to feel that I'm truly that. I see the soul just as that spark of light, and with that quality. And I'd like us to just go beyond this physical realm, taking ourselves beyond of gravity. So I'd like us to go beyond, past the universe, even more beyond, to my home of light. This is the home of the soul. This is my home. And I just feel so comfortable sitting in my home. And for these next few moments, I am completely carefree. And completely present in the now moment. No extra thought about past or future or worry or doubt, nothing, just absolutely present in this now moment. And I can begin to see that the soul has other qualities. I begin to see how powerful I, the soul, am. Now that I'm free from the world and its pulls, I can begin to see myself for who I really am. Just alone, just a soul, and so unique. Just really try to hold that consciousness of soul. Just keep reminding yourself, I am a soul. I am a soul. I am a soul. I'm a pure soul, a powerful soul. Try to feel the light and the lightness. There is a light, but it's also a very cooling light. When you are talking to somebody face to face, you focus on that person. And here I'm asking you to focus on yourself. Give yourself that loving, kind attention. Tell yourself how beautiful and wonderful you are. Tell yourself that you are special, that you are important, that you are priceless. And now, in this home of light, I turn my attention to the supreme light. We say supreme as in God, the source, the divine, Allah, Bhagwan. But right now, I just want us to turn our attention, just our attention, to this being of light. Just as you sun gaze, in the same way now, I want you, the soul, to just be in front of God's light. That's it, nothing else. Just be. No thinking, no doing, nothing. Just I put myself in front of God's light. It feels like the soul is being recharged. It feels like a laser light. But the waves that I'm getting, the rays that I'm getting, are making me so elated, so happy. I can see that God's vision for me is a very elevated vision. And I try to rise up to that vision. So let us just stay here comfortably in our home of light. And you can either talk to yourself or you can talk to God. And so let's have this collective yet very personal time in our meditation.
my family did. I am not the voices in my head. I am not the pieces of the brokenness inside. I am light. 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 I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light. 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 Yeah. I am light. I am light. I am not the color of my eyes. I am not the skin on the outside. I am not my age. I am not my race. My soul inside is all light. All light. Oh, light. Yeah. Oh, light. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am light. Yeah. I am divinity defined. I am the God on the inside. I am a star, a piece of it all. I am light.
Shanti.